The message came on a Tuesday. It was a normal day at NASA's Deep Space Communications Center until every screen in the facility started to flicker. Dr. Jack Millard was the first to notice the pattern in the static. He had spent 15 years looking for signs of alien life, and now, in 2087, it seemed his patience had paid off. "Everyone, quiet please," Jack said, his voice barely above a whisper. The room fell silent as his colleagues gathered around his monitor. The pattern repeated, a series of pulses that couldn't possibly be natural. Within hours, similar reports came in from space agencies around the world. The message was being broadcast on multiple frequencies, impossible to ignore. Jack worked day and night with his team to decode it. On the third day, they made the breakthrough. "It's a language primer," Jack explained to his superiors. "They're teaching us how to understand them." The news spread quickly. Humanity was not alone in the universe. As Jack and his team continued to decode the message, Captain Lisa Reeves arrived at the facility. She had been appointed to lead the newly formed United Earth Space Command just months earlier. "What do they want?" Lisa asked, looking over Jack's shoulder at the streams of decoded text. Jack pushed his glasses up and pointed to the screen. "They call themselves the Galactic Council, a federation of 47 spacefaring civilizations." He scrolled through the translation. "And they're inviting us to join them." Lisa frowned. That seems too good to be true. She was right. As more of the message was decoded, the conditions became clear. The Council demanded limits on human expansion beyond our solar system. They wanted access to all Earth's technological advancements. Most concerning, they required Earth to accept oversight from what they called more advanced species. "They're not inviting us as equals," Jack said during an emergency meeting with world leaders. "They're offering to be our masters." The United Nations Security Council convened in New York. Representatives from every nation argued about how to respond. Some wanted to accept the invitation, believing Earth could negotiate better terms once they had a seat at the table. Others rejected the offer entirely, unwilling to surrender humanity's independence. "We need more information," said Ambassador William Keyes, his voice carrying across the chamber. "We don't even know what these aliens look like or why they've contacted us now." Unknown to the humans, Council observers had already arrived. 3 cloaked ships orbited Earth, monitoring communications and studying humanity's reaction to first contact. On board the lead vessel, 3 aliens watched with interest. "They're more divided than we expected," said Threll, the Eltheri diplomat. His translucent skin pulsed with light as he spoke. "That makes them weak," replied Commander Forks of the Meridian. Her armored exoskeleton clicked as she moved closer to the viewing screen. "If they refuse our terms, we should demonstrate our power." The third observer, Analyst Nix of the Voxen, said nothing. His 6 eyes blinked in sequence as he processed the data streams from Earth. Back on Earth, Lisa received troubling news. Advanced satellites had detected anomalies in orbit consistent with cloaked vessels. She immediately contacted Jack. "They're watching us," she said when they met in a secure room beneath the NASA facility. "They've been here all along." Jack nodded grimly. "I found something in the message, a code hidden beneath the translation. It contains details about Earth that they couldn't know unless they'd been studying us for years." Lisa's face hardened. "So this isn't first contact at all. It's just the first time they've decided to show themselves." As debates continued around the world, Jack made another discovery. The Council had approached other emerging civilizations before Earth. He couldn't find information about those that had refused the invitation, but those that had accepted seemed to vanish from the Council's records after a few centuries. "Whatever we decide," Jack told Lisa as they looked up at the night sky, "we need to be very careful with our answer." "Yes," Lisa agreed. "Our future depends on it." Leaders from around the world gathered in Geneva 1 week after the message arrived. The glass dome of the United Nations Summit Hall reflected the morning sun as delegates filed in. Security was tight. No phones, no computers, no devices that could be watched by unseen eyes. Ambassador William Keyes stood at the podium, his silver hair catching the light. "We face the most important decision in human history," he said. "How we respond to the Galactic Council will shape our future for generations." William believed they should accept the invitation but push for better terms. Many nations agreed with him. Others were not convinced. General Mary Foster of the Global Defense Alliance stood next. Her uniform was crisp, her words sharper. "This is not an invitation. It's a gentle form of conquest," she said. "They want to limit our growth and take our technology. We should be very careful." The debate grew heated. Some nations wanted immediate acceptance, others complete rejection. As they argued, Dr. Kate Hudson, a leading xenobiologist, presented her research. "We know nothing about their biology," Kate explained, showing slides of possible alien physiologies. "What if their idea of oversight is harmful to us? What if we can't survive in their environments? We need to consider the biological risks." As Kate finished, engineer Sam Rodriguez burst into the hall. Security tried to stop him, but Lisa Reeves vouched for him. Sam's dark eyes were wide with excitement and fear. "I found something in the transmission," Sam said, connecting his secure device to the main screen. "Hidden code. When I ran it, it activated a monitoring program. They weren't just sending us a message. They were installing surveillance." The room erupted in anger and fear. William called for order. "This changes things," he admitted. "We need more time to understand what we're dealing with." But time was running out. That evening, a second message arrived from the Council. They wanted Earth's answer within 30 Earth days. No extensions. Behind closed doors, a small team formed to develop a strategy. Jack Miller brought his knowledge of the message. Lisa Reeves contributed military insight. William added diplomatic experience. Kate provided biological perspective. Sam offered technical expertise. They gathered in a secure underground facility in the Swiss Alps. The room was specially designed to block all signals. No one could listen in, not the Council, not even other humans. "We need to know more about them," Jack said, spreading his notes on the table. "I've been analyzing their language. The way they communicate tells us about how they think." Lisa nodded. "And I've been studying their ships. The technology is advanced, but not as advanced as they want us to believe." Sam tapped on his secure tablet. "I've been trying to trace their surveillance. They've been watching us for decades, maybe longer. They have satellites disguised as space debris in orbit." Kate added her findings. "Their message contains references to atmospheric conditions. I think some of them might be able to survive on Earth." She paused. "That worries me." William listened carefully. "So what do we know for sure?" "They're organized, they're technologically advanced, and they've been studying us for a long time. But they're not gods. They have limits." Jack looked troubled. "There's something else. I've decoded more of their history. New species that join the Council start at the bottom of their hierarchy. They're given the least desirable territories. Their technology is examined and often restricted. Like putting a child in the corner," Lisa said grimly. "Exactly," Jack replied. "And species that fully obey advance very slowly. It could take centuries to gain any real influence." As days passed, they worked tirelessly. William coordinated with world leaders. Jack and Sam decoded more messages. Kate and Lisa gathered intelligence on the Council ships. 20 days into their deadline, they made a disturbing discovery. The Council had approached 15 other civilizations in the past 5,000 years. 10 had accepted membership. 5 had refused. "What happened to those that refused?" William asked. Jack's face was grim as he showed them the translated records. 3 were later conquered after the Council declared them unstable. 2 others were isolated until their civilizations collapsed. "And the ones that joined?" Lisa asked. "They're still members," Jack said, "but they remain at the lowest levels of Council hierarchy. Some have been members for thousands of years without advancement." William looked at his team. So we can't simply say yes, and we can't say no. We need a third option. They had 10 days left to find one. The observation ship hovered at the edge of Earth's atmosphere, invisible to most human technology. But not to Lisa Reeves. Her team had modified an old space telescope to detect the subtle distortions caused by the alien cloaking technology. There, she said, pointing to a blurry image on the screen. They're watching us from low orbit. Lisa had assembled a small crew for a dangerous mission. Using a prototype spacecraft equipped with Sam's anti-detection technology, they planned to get close enough to study one of the alien vessels. "This is insane," muttered Paul Garcia, the pilot. "If they spot us, we're dead." "They won't spot us," Lisa said with more confidence than she felt. Sam's tech works. Their craft, the Curiosity, launched under the cover of a routine satellite deployment. As they approached the alien vessel, everyone held their breath. The alien ship was smooth and oval, with no visible windows or doors. "Scanning now," whispered Ellen Wright, their science officer. The Curiosity's sensors quietly collected data on the ship's composition, energy readings, and, hopefully, its occupants. Back on Earth, Jack Miller made a breakthrough with the Council transmissions. He called Kate Hudson to his lab immediately. "I found references to the Council's structure," Jack explained, showing her the translated text. "They're organized in tiers. The 3 oldest species form the top tier and make all important decisions." Kate studied the information. "The Voxen, Meridian, and Eltheri, and each has different priorities." Jack nodded. "The Voxen value logic and order. The Meridian prioritize strength and security. The Eltheri focus on diplomacy and cultural exchange." "And humanity?" Kate asked. "Where would we fit?" "Tier 7, Jack said grimly. "The bottom." As Jack and Kate studied the Council's politics, Sam made a startling discovery. He'd been analyzing strange signals detected near the moon. "It's not coming from the observation ships," Sam told William. "It's a different signal entirely." With careful work, Sam traced the signal to a small, abandoned mining facility on the far side of the moon. William authorized a secret mission to investigate. The team found a small alien device hidden in the facility. It was broadcasting to a location beyond our solar system. More importantly, it was receiving transmissions. "It's a relay station," Sam realized, "and it's been here for at least 15 years. They carefully extracted the alien technology and brought it back to Earth for study." Sam worked day and night to decipher its workings. On the 4th day, he succeeded. "I've accessed their communications network," Sam announced. "I can't understand most of it, but I'm picking up transmissions between the observation ships and what I think is the Council itself." Jack brought his translation program. Together, they began to listen in on the aliens' private conversations. Meanwhile, Lisa's mission yielded valuable results. The Curiosity returned safely with detailed scans of the alien vessel. "Their ship is impressive but not impenetrable," Lisa reported. "They have blind spots in their sensors, and they're operating with minimal crew. Only 6 beings on a ship that size." The team pooled their discoveries. A picture of the Council began to emerge, not as an all-powerful united force, but as a complex, sometimes divided political entity with its own internal struggles. On the 12th day, something unexpected happened. Sam detected an unusual transmission aimed directly at their secure facility. "Someone's trying to contact us," he said. "Not the Council officially, but someone who knows we're here." Jack helped translate the message. It came from an alien named Zuril, a member of a younger Council species called the Nanari. "Zuril says there are others in the Council who don't agree with how new species are treated," Jack explained. "The Nanari joined 300 years ago and are still considered immature by the ruling species. With extreme caution, they established communication with Zuril. The alien revealed crucial information about how the Council truly viewed humanity. They fear you, Zuril's message explained. Humans adapt quickly. You developed from primitive technology to space travel in less than 100 years. Other species took thousands. The council leaders worry about how fast you might advance if not controlled. So the invitation is really about containment, William said. Zurl confirmed this. The council had been watching Earth since humans first split the atom. The observation had intensified after the first moon landing. The council debated whether to contact Earth or simply quarantine the entire solar system. Why tell us this? Lisa asked in their response to Zurl. Because my people were once like yours, came the reply. Proud, independent. Now we exist only to serve the council's needs. I don't want to see that happen again. With this new ally, the team gained insight into the council's thinking. They learned that no species had ever successfully negotiated better terms than initially offered. Species either accepted, were rejected, or rejected the offer themselves. They don't know how to handle anything that doesn't fit their three categories, Jack realized. As the deadline approached, protests erupted around the world. Some people demanded acceptance of the council's terms, fearing rejection would lead to destruction. Others insisted humanity should remain independent at any cost. The team had to work faster. They had just 8 days left to develop a response that might save Earth from both subjugation and isolation. 5 days remained until the council's deadline. The team gathered in a secure conference room beneath the Alps. World leaders joined by encrypted video link. Lisa Reeves stood before them, ready to present their findings. The Galactic Council is not what it claims to be, she began. Our intelligence confirms they've been monitoring Earth for decades. Their invitation isn't about welcoming us as equals, but controlling our potential. Jack Miller stepped forward, showing translated council records. Species that fully accept council terms are placed under strict limitations. Their technology is inspected. Their territories are restricted. Some have remained at the lowest tier for thousands of years. Gasps and murmurs filled the video screens. The president of the African Union spoke first. And if we reject their offer? Jack's expression darkened. Species that reject outright are isolated. Trade with council worlds is forbidden. 3 civilizations that refused were later invaded after the council declared them threats to galactic stability. So we're damned if we do, damned if we don't, said the European Chancellor. Not necessarily, William Keyes interjected. We believe there's a third option. He nodded to Jack, who explained their plan. The council operated on a rigid system of rules and expectations. Their entire history showed they categorized other species as either obedient members, rejected candidates, or threats. They had no protocol for anything else. We can use that against them, Jack said. We can respond in a way they're not prepared for. Some leaders were skeptical. The Chinese premier voiced her concerns. This is a dangerous game. We risk injuring beings far more advanced than ourselves. With respect, Lisa replied, they're not as advanced as they want us to believe. The gap between our technology and theirs is significant but not insurmountable. And they have weaknesses. Sam Rodriguez demonstrated the communication system he had developed. Unlike standard Earth technology, it couldn't be monitored by the Council's surveillance. We've tested it against their observation ships, Sam explained. They can't detect or decode our transmissions with this system. For the next 3 days, world governments debated the team's proposal. Some nations were immediately supportive. Others required convincing. A few remained opposed. Meanwhile, William worked on drafting humanity's official response. Every word had to be perfect. Jack and Kate consulted with linguists to ensure the translation would be precise. They couldn't risk misunderstanding. With 2 days remaining, something unexpected happened. Richard Doyle, CEO of Global Dynamics, one of Earth's largest corporations, attempted to send his own message to the Council. Richard had assembled a group of wealthy business people who believed joining the Council would open new markets and technologies. They had built a powerful transmitter designed to reach the Council ships. Sam detected their signal just in time. Someone's broadcasting to the observation vessels, he reported. It's coming from North America. Lisa immediately contacted U.S. authorities. Special forces raided Richard's compound in Colorado. They found him preparing to send Earth's acceptance of the Council's terms. "You don't understand," Richard said as he was taken into custody. "This is a business opportunity unlike any in human history. We can't let it slip away because of fear." William visited Richard in detention. The businessman was unrepentant. "They'll give us the stars," Richard insisted. "Think of what we could learn, what we could become." "At what cost?" William asked. "Our independence, our future." Richard had no answer. With the rogue transmission prevented, preparation for the official response continued. Kate Hudson raised an important question during their final planning session. "How will we know if our plan works? We can't predict how the Council will react." Zurl, their Council ally, provided insight. "The three ruling species rarely agree on anything. Your response will likely cause debate. That gives you time." On the last day, leaders from every nation met virtually to make the final decision. After hours of discussion, they reached agreement. Earth would respond with a single, unified voice. Lisa looked around at her team. Jack, who had first decoded the alien message. Sam, whose technical brilliance had given them tools to fight back. Kate, whose insights into alien biology had helped them understand the Council. And William, whose diplomatic skills had brought the world together. "It's time," Lisa said. The response would be sent at exactly midnight GMT. As the moment approached, people around the world watched the skies. Some in fear, others in hope, all wondering what the future held. In the secure facility, William stood before the transmission console. "Are we ready?" The team nodded. Sam activated his secure communication system. Jack confirmed the translation was perfect. Kate monitored for any reaction from the observation ships. "Sending now," William said, and pressed the button. Earth's response to the Galactic Council began its journey across the void. The message was brief, just a single word, but it carried the hopes and determination of an entire planet. Now they would wait to see how the Council would react to something they had never encountered before, a species that refused to play by their rules. The message traveled across space to the waiting Council ships. Inside the observation vessel, analyst Nix of the Voxen received the transmission. His 6 eyes blinked rapidly as he processed the unexpected response. "This cannot be correct," he said to his companions. "The translation must be flawed." Ambassador Threll moved closer, his translucent skin glowing softly. "What did they say?" Nix rechecked the message. One word, maybe. Silence filled the ship's command center. The 3 representatives stared at each other in confusion. "Maybe," Commander Vorks repeated, her armored exoskeleton clicking as she shifted position. "What does that mean?" "They must accept or decline. Apparently humans believe there is a third option," Threll replied. "Interesting." The observers immediately forwarded Earth's response to the Council. Soon, the single word, "maybe," echoed through the Grand Council chamber on a distant world. Back on Earth, the team monitored the observation ships closely. Through Sam's technology, they could detect increased communication between the vessels and beyond our solar system. "Something's happening," Sam reported. "They're sending a lot of messages." Jack worked to translate the intercepted communications. "They're confused," he said with a hint of satisfaction. "They don't know what to make of our answer." "Good," Lisa replied. "Confusion buys us time." For 3 days, nothing happened. The observation ships remained in orbit, but made no move to contact Earth again. Then on the 4th day, they detected a large energy surge from the lead vessel. "They're transmitting to the Council," Sam confirmed. "A massive data package." In the Council chamber across the galaxy, the full Galactic Council convened for an emergency session. Representatives of all 47 member species gathered to address the human response. High Counselor Zen of the Voxen called the session to order. "We face an unprecedented situation. The humans have responded with deliberate ambiguity. It is a childish evasion," declared War Leader Mox of the Meridian. "They mock us with this answer. Or perhaps they show wisdom beyond our expectations, suggested elder Pax of the Eltheri. We should consider the implications carefully. The council erupted into debate. The three ruling species argued among themselves. Lesser members watched silently, as protocol demanded. But in private communications, many expressed fascination with humanity's approach. On Earth, William received a message from Zuril. The council is in disarray. Some demand immediate clarification. Others wish to study your response further. The three ruling species cannot agree on how to proceed. Lisa gathered the team. This is working better than we hoped. They're not used to having their process challenged. What do we do next? Kate asked. We wait, William replied. Every day they debate is a day we can prepare. Around the world, humans continued their daily lives, but with one eye on the sky. News of Earth's response had spread. Though the exact word remained classified, speculation ran wild. Had Earth accepted, rejected, proposed alternatives? Global markets fluctuated with the uncertainty. Military forces remained on high alert. Scientists worked frantically to advance Earth's technology, knowing they might soon face beings centuries ahead of them. In space, a subtle change occurred. Two of the three observation ships moved to higher orbits. Only the lead vessel remained in its original position. They're pulling back, Lisa noted. Why? The answer came a week after Earth's response. A new transmission arrived from the Council. Jack translated it immediately. They want clarification, he announced. They say our answer is incomplete and incompatible with Council protocols. William smiled. They're following the script perfectly. As planned, Earth did not respond to the request for clarification. 3 more days passed. Another message arrived, more urgent than the first. The Council demands a clear answer. Jack read, yes or no. They've set a new deadline. 7 days. Again, Earth remained silent. The tension in the Council chamber grew. War leader Mox demanded action. This silence is an insult. We should demonstrate our power. Elder Pax disagreed. That would violate our own principles. The humans have not rejected our offer. They have merely failed to respond in the expected manner. High Counselor Zen, usually the voice of cold logic, found himself unable to determine the correct course of action. The situation has no precedent. Our protocols do not address this possibility. Meanwhile, Zuril secretly contacted other junior council members. Observe how the humans have exposed the rigidity of council thinking. Zuril's message spread. Perhaps it is time for change. As the new deadline approached, Earth finally replied. The message was just as brief as the first. Our answer remains maybe. It is complete and requires no clarification. In the council chamber, chaos erupted. The Meridian delegation stormed out in anger. The Voxen consulted their vast archives, searching for any similar case in council history. The Eltheri called for calm and further study of human culture. For the first time in thousands of years, the council's carefully ordered system failed to function as designed. A single human word had revealed cracks in their seemingly perfect galactic government. On Earth, the team celebrated cautiously. Phase 1 complete, William announced. They're off balance. What's Phase 2? Sam asked. Lisa looked at each member of the team. We prepare to meet them face to face. 3 weeks after Earth's second message, the Council remained deadlocked. The 3 ruling species could not agree on how to handle humanity's response. The Voxen believe our answer shows illogical thinking, Jack explained to the team, summarizing the intercepted communications. They think we're too immature for membership. The Meridian want to send a fleet, Lisa added. Show of force to intimidate us into a proper answer. And the Eltheri? William asked. They're the most interesting, Jack replied. They find our approach refreshingly novel and want to study it further. Meanwhile, Zuril reported that younger council species were secretly impressed by humanity's strategy. Many had joined the council out of fear or necessity, accepting unfavorable terms. Earth's defiance inspired them. "You've created a faction within the Council," Zuriel's message explained. "Some call it the Maybe Coalition. They argue your response exposes flaws in Council governance." The team shared this information with world leaders. Humanity had gained valuable time, but they needed to prepare for the Council's next move. "Whatever happens," Lisa warned, "they won't ignore us forever." She was right. After a month of debate, the Council reached a compromise. They would send a delegation to Earth, one representative from each ruling species. Their mission: to assess humanity firsthand and obtain a clear answer. Jack intercepted the transmission announcing this decision. "They're coming here," he told the others. 3 delegates, 1 ship. "When?" William asked. 2 weeks. Preparations began immediately. The United Nations selected Antarctica as the meeting location, neutral territory, isolated, and easily secured. A special facility was constructed on the ice, designed to accommodate both humans and alien visitors. Kate Hudson led a team preparing for the biological challenges. "We need to create environments suitable for each species," she explained. "The Voxen require high humidity. The Meridian prefer higher gravity than Earth normal. The Eltheri need specific atmospheric gases." Sam worked on security measures. "We can't let them plant surveillance devices like they did before," he said, installing his advanced scanning systems throughout the facility. While Antarctica was being prepared, Jack made an important discovery in the Council archives Zuriel had provided. "I found records of species that tried to negotiate better terms," he told Lisa. 6 civilizations in the past 10,000 years attempted it." "What happened to them?" Lisa asked. Jack's expression was grim. 2 were denied membership and later invaded. 1 accepted standard terms after threats. 2 others tried to fight and were destroyed. He paused. But 1 succeeded, partially. The Diraxians gained special status, though not full equality. "What did they do differently?" William asked when Jack shared this information. "They had leverage," Jack explained. "Technology the Council wanted badly. And strong defenses. They made joining more attractive than conquest. We don't have either of those advantages," Lisa pointed out. "No," William agreed. "But we have something else: unpredictability. They don't understand us, and that makes them cautious." As the day approached, final preparations were made. The Antarctic facility was completed, a marvel of human engineering built in record time. 3 separate environmental chambers were ready for the delegates. Security systems were tested and retested. William would lead the human delegation, with Lisa, Jack, and Kate as his team. World leaders agreed that a small group would be more effective than a large committee. "Remember," William told them during their final briefing, "they expect us to be either combative or submissive. We need to be neither." The Council ship entered Earth's atmosphere at dawn. It descended slowly toward Antarctica, a silver disk against the pale sky. Military jets escorted it, keeping a respectful distance. Inside the facility, the human team watched on monitors as the ship landed on the designated pad. The outer door of the ship opened. A ramp extended to the ice. 3 figures emerged, each strikingly different from the others. Analyst Nix of the Voxen came first. He was tall and thin with gray skin and 6 eyes arranged in a circle around his head. He moved with careful precision, each step calculated. Commander Vorks of the Meridian followed. Her body was covered in natural armor plates, blue-black and gleaming. She stood a head shorter than Nix, but twice as wide, built for strength and combat. Ambassador Threll of the Eltheri came last. His translucent body pulsed with soft light that changed colors as he moved. He had 4 arms and no visible eyes, yet seemed aware of everything around him. The delegates were escorted to their separate chambers to acclimate to Earth conditions. After a brief rest period, the first meeting was scheduled. William turned to his team. "This is it. Everything we've learned, everything we've prepared for, comes down to the next few hours." "What if they demand a yes or no answer?" Kate asked. "They will," Jack said, "It's the first thing they'll ask for." William nodded, "And we'll give them something they don't expect." Again, the team walked together toward the meeting room. Through the windows, they could see the vast Antarctic landscape stretching to the horizon. Empty, beautiful, and harsh. A fitting backdrop for humanity's first face-to-face encounter with the Galactic Council. "Remember," Lisa said quietly as they reached the door, "they've been studying us. But we've been studying them too. We know their weaknesses, their fears, their politics." William straightened his jacket. "Let's show them that humanity isn't just another species to be categorized and controlled." The door opened. The 3 alien delegates waited inside. The most important diplomatic meeting in human history was about to begin. The meeting room fell silent as the human team entered. In the center stood a round table with 7 chairs, 3 for the aliens, 4 for the humans. No side was given the position of power. William stepped forward. "On behalf of Earth, I welcome you to our world." Ambassador Threll's body glowed a soft blue. "We are honored to be here," he replied, his voice melodic and flowing. "This is a historic moment for both our peoples." They took their seats. Analyst Nix placed a small device on the table. It projected a holographic display of the Galactic Council emblem, a spiral of stars. "Let us begin with clarity," Nix said, his 6 eyes blinking in sequence. "Your response, maybe, is not acceptable under Council protocols. You must either accept our invitation with the stated conditions or decline." William smiled slightly. "Why?" The question hung in the air. The 3 delegates exchanged glances. "Because that is how the process works," Commander Vorks stated firmly. "It has been this way for 50,000 years. On Earth," Jack said, "we have a saying. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing repeatedly and expecting different results." "Are you calling the Council insane?" Vorks demanded, her armor plates shifting. "Not at all," William intervened smoothly. "We're suggesting that different circumstances might require different approaches. Humanity wishes to engage with the Galactic Council, but on terms that are mutually beneficial." Threll's glow shifted to a curious purple. "Explain what you mean by mutually beneficial." William nodded to Kate, who activated their own display. It showed the Council's tier system, with the 3 ruling species at the top and the newest members at the bottom. "We've studied Council history," William explained. "Species that accept standard membership remain at the lowest tier for centuries, sometimes millennia. Their growth is limited. Their territories restricted. This isn't partnership, it's subjugation." Nix's eyes narrowed. "How did you access this information?" "These are internal Council records." "That's not important," Lisa replied. "What matters is that we understand the reality behind your invitation." William leaned forward. "Humanity doesn't fit your standard categories. We won't accept second-class status, nor will we isolate ourselves from the galactic community." "Then what do you propose?" Threll asked. "Provisional membership," William answered, "with special conditions." Vorks slammed her fist on the table. "You cannot dictate terms to the Council. You are one primitive species. We are 47 advanced civilizations. Yet here you are," Jack pointed out, 3 of your highest officials, traveling across space because of one word from that primitive species. The delegates had no immediate response. Their rigid system had never prepared them for this situation. The negotiations continued for days. The Council representatives insisted on standard procedures. The humans remained firm in their position. Both sides presented arguments, evidence, and occasional threats. On the 3rd day, William revealed their strongest card. "We know about the Doraxians," he said. "They negotiated special status. There is precedent for what we're asking." Threll's light flickered in surprise. Nix's eyes all blinked at once. Even Vorks seemed taken aback. "The Doraxians had unique technology," Nix countered. "What do humans offer that would justify special treatment?" "Perspective," William replied simply. Our history is filled with examples of different cultures finding ways to cooperate without domination. The Council's approach, ruling species and subject species, is outdated and inefficient. It maintains order, Vorks argued. It creates stagnation. Lisa responded, "Your oldest members haven't made significant advancements in thousands of years. They're too busy maintaining control." The debate continued, but the tone had changed. The delegates began asking questions about Earth's history, about how different nations managed to cooperate despite their differences. On the fifth day, Threll approached William privately. "Your species fascinates me," the Eltheri admitted. "You've accomplished in centuries what took others millennia, and your social structures are remarkably adaptable." "We've had to be," William replied. "Our world is constantly changing, and so are we." Threll's glow deepened to thoughtful green. Perhaps the Council could benefit from some change as well. When the official negotiations resumed, Threll proposed a compromise. Earth would join as a provisional member with special status. Humanity would have greater autonomy than standard members. In exchange, Earth would share its cultural knowledge and history of cooperative governance. Nix was hesitant but saw the logical benefits. Vorks remained opposed until Lisa invited her to observe Earth's military training exercises, showing that humans understood strength even as they sought peace. After a week of intense discussion, the delegates returned to their ship with a preliminary agreement. They would present it to the full Council for approval. As the ship rose into the Antarctic sky, the human team watched from the facility windows. "Do you think they'll approve it?" Kate asked. "They will," Jack said confidently. "The younger Council species will support it. Zuril says our stand has inspired them to push for reforms." William smiled. One word changed everything. Maybe opened a door that neither yes nor no could have. 6 weeks later, the Council formally approved Earth's provisional membership. The terms were better than anyone had dared hope. Humanity would join the galactic community while maintaining its independence and dignity. More surprisingly, the Council itself began to change. Inspired by Earth's example, younger member species demanded more voice in decisions. The rigid hierarchy that had ruled for 50,000 years started to evolve. On the day the agreement was finalized, Lisa stood on the observation deck of the Antarctic facility with Jack. The stars shone brightly in the clear southern sky. "We did it," she said softly. "We found a third option." Jack nodded. "And we're not the only ones. Zuril just sent word that 3 other young species have responded to Council directives with maybe." Lisa laughed. "I guess some words are universal." As they looked up at the